Hey, welcome back, Team Business Forum. We are here with Nate Drouin. He is, how old are you, Nate?
19.
Yep, he's a 19-year-old entrepreneur who has a really cool idea and also a really cool domain name. So we're going to talk to him about his idea and how he got started as an entrepreneur. So Nate, welcome.
Thank you, Jack.
All right, so what's the big idea?
Well, we wanted to make something that, an online fundraising platform that was, open to everybody and that was really easy to use. We got the domain name, we built the site out, and we've been rocking and rolling ever since.
What's the name of the domain?
Fundraise.com.
Seriously, you got the domain name?
Yes, we did. We got the domain name in December of last year.
I mean, did you pay the full, fee or did you have to buy it from someone else?
um, it was a single owner domain for since about 1994, I believe, 94 or 96, and I bought it off the owner.
Okay.
So
uh,
yeah, I lucked out. I lucked out. There were some competitors that were trying to get in there at the same time that I was trying to get in there, but you know we tried to expedite the process as quickly as quickly as possible, and we lucked out.
could you say how much you bought the domain for? An estimate?
Uh, I'd rather not say.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. All right. So, I mean, with fundraise, like, what's the problem that you're trying to solve?
So traditionally, as you know, online, fundraising platforms have been out there for years and years and years. But one of the major pains of online fundraising is that there's no way to connect, your online donors with the traditional offline donors, that organizations and nonprofits and individuals and sports teams have had for years. So, the first problem that we wanted to solve was, we wanted to allow everybody to create a fundraiser, not just a nonprofit, right? So we solved that problem by making it open, and then we came out with the first iPhone application for fundraising that allowed people to take their online fundraising efforts and bridge them with their offline fundraising efforts, so people could actually take their iPhone app and go door to door, and ask for donations securely through their iPhone. So those are the two big problems that we're trying to solve.
Okay. How is it different from some of the other ones out there?
Um, there's a lot of niche, I hate to use the word niche, but there's a lot of niche sites that are, open to, a single group. And the most popular group, as you know, is nonprofit. So you have a registered 501c3. You have to type in your tax identification number, and there are a lot of sites that have been around for many years that are just focused on that. We're starting to see some political sites that just do kind of political stuff. We're starting to see some for individuals, but there's few and far between, and nobody has really combined them like we have. And nobody's really embraced everybody under one platform. So we're proud of that.
Okay. I mean, so a lot of the articles I read say you guys are similar. They're comparing you guys to like First Giving and stuff like that.
Yep. Yep.
For me, like, I would almost try to say it's someone. If someone were to use something like Fundraise, they wouldn't use something like Kickstarter. Like, how would you guys differentiate like the crowd that would use something like that?
So Kickstarter that's a great example. So Kickstarter is a fantastic platform, but people that use Kickstarter are looking. They're going out to a big community, the Kickstarter community, and they're presenting their project. I want to start a business. I have this idea. I need $10,000, to bring it to market. Right. That's Kickstarter's. That's 90% of what they do. And the reason you put your things on Kickstarter is because there's a great community there. Almost like very small angel investors, are there to fund projects like that. With Fundraise.com, we're we you're right. We don't really cater to that. That is one thing that right now we don't do. We people can do it, but there's not the same community that Kickstarter has. So people would use fundraise.com when they're running for a cancer marathon, right? If they're running, if they're doing a triathlon, if they're doing a golf tournament, to benefit somebody. People use fundraise.com to create their page and to, create their profile, and then they import their own contacts and reach out to their own networks to get donations.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different. It's a different way of going about it than Kickstarter is.
Okay. All right. Yeah, definitely. I understand. All right. Let's talk about how you're actually getting people to use Fundraise.
How we're getting people to use Fundraise. It's actually been very interesting. So, as you know, we launched on March 15th, and we've seen tremendous growth. We've at least doubled in every month since we've launched. The first month after we launched, we grew by 30 times. Obviously that'll start to slow down, but how we're getting people, we had a couple key organizations that had lots and lots of individuals that signed up underneath them. For example, we had a Haymakers Probe event for Dana-Farber, and there were 30 boxers in this event. So each of the 30 boxers had their own page, and what they would do is they would send out personalized emails to 500, 600, 700 email contacts at a time through our site. And when the email comes through, it's fundraise.com. They buy their tickets through there. And what we've noticed is everybody that used it was very easy to donate. It was a very easy experience for people. And they said, look, I do fundraisers. Can I use fundraise.com? And it's like a word of mouth 2.0 right now. So to answer your question, we haven't really spent any money on marketing. It's just been naturally growing.
Okay. So like this group that that has this event with 30 boxers, how did you get them to use Fundraise?
How did we get them to use Fundraise? We got them. We were very lucky. We got them almost right when we launched. I actually reached out to Boston Tweet to tweet about us, and he goes, I'd like to see more stuff on the site before I tweet about you, but I know this guy that's doing this event that could use your service. This is a perfect fit. So I met with him, and we actually did a ton of stuff for him, and he ended up raising over $200,000.
Okay.
So the year before he did the event, and they raised $7,000, and they used fundraise.com this year, and they raised $200,000.
So that's good. You guys are already profitable. Well,
Yeah.
revenue. Yeah.
So
Okay. All right. Let's come back and talk a little bit about you as an entrepreneur.
okay.
You didn't go to college. You're like after high school, you decided to take a tech job. Why is
Yeah.
that?
So I was actually I was headed to Rollins College in Florida. It's a beautiful school, and I was at a graduation party, and I met this gentleman there, a little bit older gentleman, and he kind of asked me what I did, and I told him when I was in high school, I went to Brewster Academy, and when I was in high school, by the time I had ended, I had started 3 businesses, and I had worked globally. I built e-commerce stuff. I did stuff for all over the world. Tech stuff, and so I told him my background, and I gave him my phone number, and I, I went home. And the next day he called me up and he goes, Nate, it was great to meet you. Blah 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 blah. My partner and I would like to interview you. Can you come down? I said, yeah, sure. So I entertained the opportunity, and it was. I said, this is a great way to get started. So I took the job. I moved to Boston, and basically from then until December, I worked at that company, and I did Salesforce.com implementations for Sony and Canon and big Fortune 500 companies. I learned a ton, and then I started fundraise.com.
Okay. So, I was reading that you had actually had this idea a while back, or you tried to build it several times.
I did. I did. Um, I had the idea about my sophomore year of high school, and I was always I was always good at I could take a Joomla site or a Drupal site, and I could make it do just about whatever I wanted. I could I could do all the design stuff, but actually building a site like fundraise.com and building out the functionality, all the security, all the processes, all the data management, building it to scale, it's hard to do. And my personal programming skills weren't quite up. I couldn't do it. I tried and failed about three times. And then
Okay.
when we got seed funding, I hired fantastic Rails developers, and we built it out extremely fast.
Okay. Let's go back to a little bit, uh, you know, the time you were in high school. It
Yeah.
says, some of the press that I read was that you were teaching yourself stuff using Google. Like, tell us, like, what exactly were you teaching yourself?
So the biggest thing that I think I learned in high school was, I had a fantastic mentor. You know, he basically taught me how to teach myself. Uh, so I would, if I didn't know how to do something, for example, if I was building an e-commerce store in Magento or something like that,
Hmm.
I, very quickly got very good at finding out how to do these things. With all the literature that's available, on the internet. That's really what that means. I just got very good at it. If there was a problem, if there was a problem, I knew how to fix it.
Okay, cool. I mean, you said that you started, like, by the time you graduated high school, you started three businesses.
Yes,
Like, what were they?
variety of business. I started an IT consulting company. So we did everything from management to website building and everything like that. I started a jet ski rental business in Wolfboro, actually, with my brother, and then I helped my one of my mentors start a nonprofit coffee company.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah,
All right. I mean, tell us a little about how you built your team.
how we've built our team. So we're very close to um, seed funding from a venture firm and a couple other investors, and we are right now we're about a team of six, and we're going to grow to about 10. But we're really, we're working on building a really tight knit team. We already have a great team of developers. Obviously, that's the first piece. We're going to build out a sales team, and some inbound marketing as well.
Okay.
So yeah,
I mean, did you have to sell them on the idea of fundraise, or you know,
it's interest to sell who.
the developers, the people on your team, to join you?
No, I didn't really have to sell them. It was I was very secretive at first with what I was trying to build, um, and then I developed a strong level of trust with them, and we worked extremely well together. And we've been really lucky. The cool part about fundraise.com is that we we're profitable right out of the gate. It's we have a revenue stream. We're an online business that has a revenue stream. We have a business model. Um, you know, into a lot of people, that's different. You don't necessarily see that every day with all these new online businesses, and our investors are thrilled. And everybody around the project is really, really thrilled
Okay.
and excited. So yeah.
I mean, tell us about the business model. What is it?
So fundraise.com takes 7.5% of each donated dollar. So if you Jack create a page on fundraise.com, uh, you, you raise $100. We send you a check for $92.50. So
Very
that's
straightforward.
It's very straightforward. There's no hidden fees. We wanted to be the easiest guys out there. We're easy for the donor, and we're easy for the organization that signs up.
Okay.